Hello lovelies and welcome to today's video. So today's video is based off a sketch. I like to use sketches a lot, especially when I find my mojo has been lacking a bit, or just when I'm after something a bit different. I've said it before, sometimes I can feel a bit bored and a bit uninspired with how my creations are going, and sometimes they start to feel like it's just the same formula all the time. And so to mix it up a bit, I like to use some sketches for some inspiration. And the thing I love most about using a sketch is every time I use a sketch, it always deviates. So it might start out following the formula or the recipe pretty closely, but somewhere along the way, it always takes a turn. It always becomes my own. So that's what's great about a sketch. You can follow it absolutely perfectly and make it identical, or you can do what I do and use it as an inspiration point, as a jumping off point, and seeing where it takes you. And that's what I love about using a sketch. As you'll see in comparison, my photo is a lot bigger than in the sketch. So next time, if I want to use this sketch again, I might try and use a smaller photo to stay more true to the sketch. That is another good thing about using sketches and having them deviate a bit. You can always use the sketches multiple times and they look different every time. So what I've done is I've just started with a scrap piece of pattern paper that was on my desk. I recently bought a mixed media pad of pattern paper from Spotlight, and this was an offcut that I'd used on another layout, and it worked perfectly to use for the top half of my layout in that part in the sketch where you can see it's different to the bottom. And then I decided to use some white cardstock and do some stamping for behind my photo. So I've just got some stamps. I've got some star stamps and just some sketchy lines and things, and I'm just building up a bit of a background in my layout. I am overlapping the two the pattern paper and the cardstock as well. It does get a bit lost on the pattern paper, but it just by overlapping and using some of the same marks in both, it helps draw them together, so it doesn't look like my stamping just stops at the edge there. And it helps bring them together and bring some continuity. There it is, that's the word I'm after. A bit of continuity into the layout. So I felt like I needed some more pink down the bottom here. Now I've used an archival black ink, so it's waterproof. And then I'm just getting my Dylusions, no, not Dylusions, it is a Distress crayon in Picked Raspberry, and I know I tend to use this a bit in my last few layouts. It just really seems to be the colour I associate with a lot of Ruby's photos, it would appear. I didn't gesso my cardstock, so this is a good cardstock for mixed media, because as you can see, I scribbled the crayon straight onto my page in some sections and used some water to blend it out. And the fact that it does blend out is very good, because if the cardstock wasn't good quality, it probably wouldn't do that so well. If you use gesso, it does beautifully, but again, I didn't gesso my background. I did scribble it onto my stamp block and mix some water with it that way and used it like a watercolor paint, but then I've just gone straight in because I wanted a bit more pigment, so I've just gone straight in onto my page and then just blended it out with a damp brush. The more water, the lighter it is. When you use watercolors, obviously water is like your white, so the more water I add, the lighter that pigment is, and I really wanted a bit more saturation, so I've gone straight in with the crayon. Now I'm just looking into my background a bit more, seeing what else I can add to it. I do come in with some more pink in a minute, just to bridge the two areas, top and bottom. I'm following the sketch and putting my title off to the side. Now, when I think of bowling, okay, this is a picture. I didn't even turn by my photo. This is a picture of Ruby when we went bowling earlier in the year. Ruby loves bowling so much. And when I think of bowling, I think of the Simple Stories Family Fun collection. I've used it a few times for some bowling layouts. And I really wanted to use it for this one too, but the colours are very different to my background. Now, I chose that piece of mixed media pattern paper for the colours because it matches Ruby's dress quite well. And I just thought it would work beautifully together. And I was hoping to still be able to use some of the Family Fun collection. That is where my title has come from. As you can see, the colours are a little different, but I'll still able to make it work by drawing in some of those pinks and yellows and oranges. The title, I think, works because of the polka dots on Ruby's dress. So I was considering using a paint pen to just colour over this title if it didn't match. And if I had felt it wasn't going to work properly, I would have done that. But in the end, I think the spots on on her dress work with the title, and also the fact that there's a lot of circles and marks in the mixed media pattern paper helps tie it all together, I think. So these are just some stickers from the Family Fun sticker sheet. I've made this little cluster off to the right here. I've got some bowling pins. I stuck them down on some cardstock first so I could turn them into a die cut, just so I could work with placement because I wasn't 100% sure where I wanted it to go. And then I'm finishing it off with using some of the tiny word phrases from the Simple Stories sticker sheet. The sticker book that comes with this collection. I've said it many times before. I love Simple Stories and I love their tiny word sheets that you get that coordinate with their collections. I love that everything coordinates when you get a collection. This is why I love scrapbooking and collections. But yeah, what you don't see is I do add some sequins off camera. I've really been digging the sequins lately, and I just feel that they add just a little bit of sprinkly bling here and there. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back real soon. Bye for now.